Hi everyone, here we are with Module 5, our last practice together and with our paper circuits. So for the ask, my first question is, how can I design a paper circuit? And I thought about how can I actually use this in an educational purpose way in my second grade classroom. So I thought about, we talk about animals and animal adaptations. So my second question is, how can you help the firefly glow so that it can warn its predators of its unappetizing taste? So in this lesson, students have been learning about animal adaptations and specifically about bioluminescence. So in this activity, the students will work hard to save the firefly and help it turn its light back on to warn its predators. So in my imagine and my plan stage, I drew a picture. This would be the front of the paper with our firefly here, and the light would come through at the bottom to represent the light and an actual firefly. And this would be the back. Here would be my light. Here where the copper wire would be running through, and here is the battery. When I first created this with my copper tape, it was unsuccessful. As you can see, I was not making a full circuit. I didn't take a picture of it though, because since the copper wire is sticky, I worked really quickly to try and peel it off so that way I could reuse it and not have to go out and purchase more. So when that failed, I did a little bit of research, and that brought me to this website. It really taught me about how the light actually has a positive and negative side with the two wires. I was unsure which one was which. And then also it gave me a representation of how to actually build that circuit. And you need to have a full rectangle of it being connected. And if it's broken in any way, the circuit won't be able to run. So here's your negative side, which actually goes underneath the battery. And then the positive side, which actually needs to be on top of the battery. So when I went back, I recreated it. And here was when I created it again. And of course, as you can see through the paper, the light is shining and my circuit was properly working. And this is the front of the paper with the light is shining, so it was successful. If I were to improve this activity, I said that copper tape is very frail. So thinking about my second graders, it'd be very hard for them to manipulate. So I think the first thing I would do is to use actual wires for them to practice how to make a circuit. That way they know about the general idea of what it should look like. I would also use construction paper for this activity, or if I even wanted to branch out and maybe use this for birthday cards or holiday cards, it would just be more sturdy to hold the circuit. And as you can see in this picture, you can see the circuit behind the paper. So we would want something that's thick and sturdy that you can't see through so that you can't notice that circuit behind it. I also said, how can I use the sensor tag more efficiently? I did not use it to the best ability. I tried to work it out, but I couldn't really figure out its purpose in the activity that I was developing. So I really want to look into that, see how I can use it better in my classroom. But if I were to use technology in this lesson, I said I would use some virtual reality goggles for my students to be able to see an environment with fireflies in case I have students who are not really too aware and haven't seen them in their own backyard throughout the summertime. And then I went through and evaluated my lesson then, and I just wanted to point out two specific areas because I evaluated, yes, for the rest of them. I said, does this lesson allow for multiple acceptable and creative approaches for successfully solving the problem? And I said somewhat because, of course, there's a proper working circuit that you have to create, and some ways that students do it, they might not work. But I said somewhat because there's going to be obvious different designs that students make where their circuit and their light bulb just turn on. And then lastly, is the role of technology in this lesson clear to the students? If I would use the virtual reality goggles, then yes, it would be clear. But again, with the VR, with the tags, I was a little confused about how to use the sensor. So I wanted to put someone here just because I need to learn more about that before I actually use it in my classroom. Thank you.